Okay, so if you're a residential general contractor, or you're a property investor or property flipper, I want you to give me just a couple of minutes. Recently, here in Illinois, a judge just ruled that an insurance company absolutely owes zero coverage for a renovation business after an HVAC company employee fell through a temporary set of stairs. Why? Because their agent actually allowed for what's called a construction exclusion to be buried in the policy language. Now, I don't think this was done intentionally, but it is done, and your agent and you need to know about this kind of language. So what happened was this business owner paid for these premiums for years, only to find out that they're 100% on the hook for this massive personal injury lawsuit. That total cost of risk becomes a disaster when you save $50, $100, $200 a year on a policy that's ultimately going to pay out most likely $1 million on this claim. A real agent doesn't just give you the quote. A real agent goes through the total cost of risk, understands your actual risk needs and assessment, making sure that you're covered. Audit. You should be looking at your policies themselves and understanding what those coverages, the definitions and the exclusions are on your policy. If your agent hasn't reviewed the actual documentation of your policy, do two things for me. Number one, fire your agent. Number two, call us. Now we'll get into that later. But if your agent hasn't done that, looking at subcontractor agreements, looking at the business exclusions or the construction exclusions, they're risking your entire business. And I'm going to say they're risking it, not you, even though I think that you're risking it by trusting someone who hasn't done this for you. They're risking it because their name's not on the line. Their name's not at the end of the day going to be responsible for those pieces. You chose a policy based on premium. That's on you. So to get into the weeds here a little bit, recently there was an investor who hired an HVAC contractor to do some work, and that contractor fell through a temporary staircase and they were injured. Now, this investor thought they were covered, but the insurance company completely denied the claim, and subsequently, remember that total cost of risk just shoots through the roof. Their cost of risk shot through the roof because their company's premiums, or their premiums, didn't cover this sort of actual policy line limit. So number one is going to happen here is they are 100% out of pocket on every dollar for those medical expenses. Number two, they're going to feel what's called a double legal burn, right? They're going to be paying for their own legal fees because their policy has no right or duty to defend if it's not a policy line coverage they have. Number two, they're going to be paying the attorney fees for the other party as well. And here in Illinois, right, this is what's called an illusionary premium. When they paid that money and they paid that premium for their property coverage, ultimately, it provided $0 in coverage that was illusionary premium. They felt like they were covered. It was nothing but an illusion based on what was actually in the policy. So what happens is when you get an agent who can look at these pieces with you, you get meticulous policy audits, you get coverage definitions and exclusions, you get someone who can talk about protocols, safety protocols, all of the pieces that need to go on to this. And when you look at those job sites, how you're doing the work, who you're hiring, what they're doing, looking at their contracts or your subcontractor agreements, all of this is part of having an agent who does the work with you. Now, we're here at the McBride Agency. We started a business a couple years back, and our goal was always to provide you with a modern insurance experience. Now, that doesn't just mean it's fully digital and we're fully remote and everything's always instant. It means that we're here to do more than just provide you a policy. We don't want to ever have someone come up and say, that was nothing but smoke and mirrors. We want to make sure that you have the right coverage in place for the right incident, because when something happens, you need coverage. It doesn't just need to be the idea of what you bought. So if you're still listening, my name is Patrick McBride. I do own the McBride Agency, and we serve all of Northern Illinois across multiple locations, and we'll be happy to help you. If you need anything at all, feel free to reach out to us with our contact information in the comments below. Shoot me a message, shoot me a direct message, DMs, even just drop a comment below. We're here to help with whatever you need with your contractors, manufacturers, transportation risks, or even your home and auto and that kind of thing as well.